Hey everyone, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in to Relevant Jukebox, and today we're going to talk about the latest album from Remi, Juno. This is the debut studio album from the singer, songwriter, and former American Idol contestant, Remi. She caught my attention pretty quickly when I heard the lead single that promoted this record, Liquor Store, which also kicks off the album, and I was pretty immediately hooked into her world of funky pop. Those radiant guitars that open up the track pair so nicely with the really punchy drums. The chorus is just infectious and catchy as hell as well, which is one of many on this project, but this track just kind of sums up overall Remi's vibe. I think if you've been a fan of like some recent artists like Beanie or even like Still Woozy, I think you're gonna dig this, even though Remi's like way better. I also think the production on here might catch the fans of like Brockhampton, because I feel like there's some similarities in the way that they eclectically blend hip-hop and pop. And I mean, this project is extremely fun to listen to. I mean, the vibe and aesthetic is just really summery and fun, and, you know, overall kind of reminds me like that movie Booksmart for some reason. However, that fun vibe does come with the juxtaposition in the lyrics. I mean, I totally get the impression that Remi likes to party and to drink in the shower, which, hey, you know, a few shower beers never hurt anyone. But there are a lot of themes of loneliness and depression that show up across a lot of these tracks, and also I feel like she must have been burned pretty hard by someone. But the way that she explores these themes are very relatable, and she peppers in a ton of pop culture references that keeps things fresh. I mean, like on the track Front Tooth, where she refers to looking for love like being in a Conor McGregor fight, knocking out her front tooth. Also, Anthony Kiedis is a track where she paints a picture like being in lockdown and feeling like you have no friends, and drawing yourself closer to your family and saying that her family dynamic is like a Red Hot Chili Pepper. So yeah, I mean, this record does speak to a lot of relevant things that are happening now in 2021. Tracks like Gorilla and Quiet on Set are also two big standouts on here, with Quiet on Set being probably the best banger on the album in my opinion. Just another super catchy, well-written chorus on this one that makes me want to revisit, but it also has these really awesome, huge swells of bass that show up. And I love how these bass hits work themselves into the track. I mean, about at the 1 minute and 30-second mark, there's a subtle switch up where Remi also changes her flow a little bit, and it just hits this fucking awesome groove. I just love it. But that's not nearly as groovy as the bass line that shows up in the track Grumpy Old Man. I mean, I love this track overall, but that bass line is so catchy. I just catch myself humming it throughout the day randomly. Now, this album is chalked up with a lot of hits, one after another, but there are a few tracks on here that I do have some issues with. The first one being Volcano. The first half of this track is very shaky in my opinion. I mean, between the really awkward and jittery transitions that occur to the just, I don't know, absolutely obnoxious hook on the chorus. Volcano. I mean, I don't know, I can't get down with that one. However, there's a switch up that happens halfway through this track that I absolutely love. It's actually one of my favorite spots on the whole record, so this track is just kind of head scratching for me. Buttermilk is a track on here that has a very awkward groove in my opinion. It never really locks itself in a satisfying way, and the chorus is just kind of pales in comparison to other ones on here that really pop. Sally is another track like Buttermilk that I think has just kind of an awkward groove going on. This time it's on the chorus. And also towards the second half of this track, the drum patterns can switch up a little bit too, that just kind of feel out of place. And the closing track is decent, but I'm not really a huge fan of how she touched up her vocals on this one. It just sounds like there are more effects layered onto her voice on this track specifically that make her come off a lot more robotic and metallic sounding compared to other tracks. But still, overall, I think this is one of my favorite pop records to come out of 2021. I love her personality that comes through these tracks, and also the instrumentals are super colorful and punchy and fun. And she definitely has a great ear for writing infectious melodies too, because a lot of these tracks were stuck in my head immediately and have not left me. And they already have this like familiar feeling, and the record hasn't really been out that long. And with that being said, I'm feeling an 8 over here on Juno. So for all you collectors out there, this is out on a orange vinyl. I'm gonna have links down below to Remi's web store where you can grab a copy. And if you have listened to Juno already, what did you think about it? Let me know in the comments section down below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and share, and if you want more content from me, hit the subscribe button. Peace.